What's going on, guys? More often than not, Rocket League Team MVP in ranked 3v3 pubs. Back again on another MLB The Show 21 Diamond Dynasty video. As you're quite aware, as well as I am, the season's now been underway for exactly a month. It started the 1st of April, and now the 1st of May, that being 30 days, I think. Don't quote me. So we, of course, have the April monthly award program coming in hot on Wednesday. We also have the second inning program coming on Friday, so a slam-packed week of content. And we're going to predict the Lightning Diamond. We're going to predict essentially all the content that we're going to receive in the April monthly awards program, and also talk about how you might be able to get these cards a little bit towards the end. So, as always, let me know your thoughts. Who is going to be the top diamond? I'll be honest, it's like a three-headed race right now. It's like the Cerberus and Hercules really going here. Let me know who you think is going to get diamond cards. Leave a like if you guys enjoy, as always, and subscribe if you guys are brand new. Would be quite cool to hit 60K maybe this week, next week, one of these weeks. Getting out of this one now. So, if you guys don't know what this is, essentially, it is quite obvious. The ones who do well in the month of April are going to receive diamond cards, and you know, you're going to be able to use them. You're going to be able to obtain them. So, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the other diamonds first and foremost. We're going to go through them somewhat quickly, and the first of which is going to be a catcher. We're talking about Carson Kelly. Going forward, a couple things to note here. They're not going to give Mike Trout a card. Yes, fantastic performance, Mike, having a 1300 OPS. But he also has a 95 overall card, so it would be rather redundant to give him a lower overall. Doesn't just go for Trout, typically goes for most Live Series Diamonds. However, Live Series Diamonds can still get the Lightning Diamond for what we've seen. Carson Kelly, you know, they always like to throw in, you know, catchers and whatnot. Carson Kelly's been amazing again in a platoon catching role for Arizona. He is hitting 300 with the 575 slug against right-handers, totaling 3 homers and 5 extra base hits. Lefties, not too much sample, 13 at-bats, but he has 3 home runs in that short a time. Also has 15 walks. I think this could be a very deadly catcher card. I believe these are all going to be diamonds. Of course, the season started a bit late last year. There very well could be some golds and whatnot, but I would like to think, since they kind of accumulated the top Snell cards in with the monthly award program last year, hope to God those can kind of suffice for the lower overall cards, so we can just focus on new diamonds. But Carson Kelly, yeah, I think he's going to be a very good offensive card and serviceable behind the plate. Going to be kind of an upgrade to your mean Mercedes is what I'm hoping for. Moving on to the next one, we're going to be talking about a closer over in Boston. We're going to be that pissed a good amount of people out, didn't it? We're going to be talking about Matt Barnes. I'm sure he's not pissing off any Red Sox fans, however, because they've been pretty goddamn good. They're leading the division still. Yankees still in 4th. Matt Barnes, kind of crazy. 0.57 whip, 106 opponent batting average, 25 strikeouts to just a mere 3 walks in 14 innings pitched, and he is 6 for 6, perfect on save opportunities. We're going to go ahead and bring in back Gomer here. I think it would be quite a good card. Have to remember, I think they kind of try to prioritize guys that could be good in the game. Not always you'll see that. They also like to kind of spread the wealth. They're not going to give the same team cards every single time. Occasionally it'll happen, but you know, if somebody performs well for a shitty team like the Rockies, they're not going to skimp out on giving them cards, especially because, you know, it's not like the Rockies are going to get too many postseason cards this year. But Matt Barnes, 3 pitches, 4-seam knuckle curve and a splitter, definitely usable, and he throws quite hot, 97, 98, maybe even up to 99 if he does get a card, and I think he's been the best closer going so far, so I think he is almost a lock in my opinion to get a card, because they always include relievers of some capacity in this program. Moving on to a guy who got viciously snubbed. I tweeted on Twitter about GomesDaLegend, if you don't follow me. Tyler Glasnow must have been hitting it raw at some worker at SDS's you know, one of their wives, one of their girlfriends, significant others, because it is a damn shame. It is almost a crime against humanity for Glasnow to be a silver. Regardless, well, just listen to this: 167 FIP, 080 WHIP, 144 opponent batting average, 56 strikeouts to 11 walks, and 37 2/3 innings pitched. What? Sure, silver, you betcha. Yeah, not much else to say here. He did get a card in MLB 19. We've seen in the past that doesn't deter them from giving them more POTM cards in the future, such as Mondesi. He got one, I think, in 17, maybe it was 18, but he also got one last year. And Glasnow has been amazing, and he doesn't have a very high overall card, and, you know, they're not used to giving Rays that many cards. They were kind of forced to. They very reluctantly released Tampa Bay Rays postseason cards last year in DD, but they, believe me, they did so grudgingly. We're going to talk about Brandon Woodruff. You know, they also do like to mix in some of these more highly touted ones every now and then, like some gold cards. These are usually the higher overalls in the set. Brandon Woodruff has been amazing. We're going to perhaps talk about his teammate pretty soon here, but he has been damn near pretty close to as good. Not quite, but really good. 166 FIP, 072 WHIP, 134 opponent batting average, 34 strikeouts to 8 walks, no home runs given up in 29 innings worked. Brandon Woodruff is amazing. He had a really fun duel against Barrios on the Brewers and Twins opening night. And Brandon Woodruff has fantastic pitches. 2 fastballs, changeup, slider, and a 12-6 curveball. Can't really ask for much more, except for stamina. That's the only kind of blind spot on this card I can foresee. This is going to be another higher overall pick for me. That's going to be for the Oakland A's. We're going to be talking about Matt Olson. Really turned it around. I think he was still fine last year. It was just his batting average was severely lacking, and he is really working on that. I think this is a very, very good chance to be a diamond at some point. Love Matt Olson a lot because he plays both ends. Matt Olson, 327, 618, 5 homers against right-handers, against lefties. Not crazy, but also not terribly bad. 231 batting average in a 500 slug with 5 extra base hits in total. So, yes, it would still be overwhelmingly favoring right-handed hitting opposed to left-handed hitting. But I would think it would be enough to maybe warrant like mid to high 70s power and like 64 contact, something like that, to the point with the diamond defense and otherworldly power against right-handers. He would definitely be usable. You wouldn't have to worry about platooning that card. Moving on to one more. Here we have, I believe he's in center field. Not going to be, I think he's a 75. We're talking about Tyler Naquin. Stayed in state, just moved over, I don't know how far it is from Cleveland to Cincinnati. Probably not too far. 100 miles, we'll say. Am I right? Let me know in the comment section. Tyler Naquin has been quite good. 273, 564 splits. Batting average and slug against righties with 5 home runs. Against lefties, 556 slug, a home run. Only in 9 at-bats still. But Tyler Naquin has really good defense. I think they could give him +4 to get up to an 80, or he would parallel up to gold defense either way. He has really good arm strength. Maybe they boost his speed a little bit. That's something they don't normally do in POTM, but I would more than welcome it here. And yeah, Tyler Naquin would be a pretty cool option. Always like getting him in Showdown, Battle Royale, especially when he's up on inside edge. And then the last one that I want to talk about here, again, trailing back to the Oakland Athletics, the O.co. Not the highest overall. We're talking about Elvis Andrus. You know, of course, the first place Oakland A's, new acquisition here. Elvis Andrus, likely a large factor into that, of course. He's just blown away expectations so far in the month of April. Against righties, hitting 190 with a 224 slug, 2 extra... I can't pretend to be fucking serious. Let's just move on to the lightning predictions. Jesus Christ. I was gonna tell myself I could get through that shit. It's like a 300 OPS. I mean, good lord. Talking about lightning diamonds. Now, like I said, it comes down to 3 for me. It's either Byron Buxton, it's either Corbin Burns, or it's either going to be Vladimir Guerrero Jr. So here's what I think. Byron Buxton moved up to a live series diamond. I don't think that negates him from getting it, but I think it makes it significantly less likely. And I would also go as far to say as the only chance Byron Buxton has of getting a card here is through getting the Lightning Diamond. If he doesn't get that, he's an 87, so they're likely not going to give him a set card. However, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. or Corbin Burns, likely if either one got the Lightning Diamond, the other's still going to get a card. I am going to predict Corbin Burns is likely going to get it, but I am going to talk about all three. Corbin Burns has just been exceptional. We've seen a lot more highly rated position players so far opposed to pitchers, so that kind of leads me in this direction. We talked about it for the roster update. I mean, 0.48 FIP, 0.55 WHIP, 152 opponent batting average, 49 strikeouts for no walks. I mean, good Christ. On top of that, he's going to be amazing in the game. A sinker, a cutter, a slider, a changeup, and a curveball. I mean, it doesn't really get much better. Maybe you would take a four-seam instead of one of those breaking balls. Not a maybe. I would, personally. But still, not bad at all. Really good pitches for all intents and purposes. So Corbin Burns would be a slam dunk for the pick, in my opinion. But you can't go wrong with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. as well. I will say I'm not a huge fan of his swing from the moonshot cards that we've used in the past, but he has definitely been deserving, of course, hitting 353, 676 slug with 6 home runs, 10 extra basers against right-handers, and against lefties, 583 slug and home run. What's more impressive, he has 20 walks, just 16 strikeouts. That's quite good for a young, phenom in the making like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. A lot of guys might get over antsy at the dish. Not the case with him. He's really shown strides in that part. Skinny Vlad is really showing out this year, and it's cool to see. So I think there's a great chance he's going to get a card regardless. And then I do want to talk about Buxton too. In my opinion, this is the best card that they could make. Just because the defensive and speed intangibles that you can't give to Vlad Jr. Yes, congratulations on losing the weight, buddy, but that doesn't warrant 99 speed. I don't think you're going to go toe-to-toe to Usain Bolt in a foot race. Still more on the Lizzo spectrum, as, we like to say here. But Byron Buxton, again, 378, 867 slug against righties, 6 home runs, 10 extra base hits. 957 slug against lefties, 2 home runs, 6 extra base hits, and 3 stolen bases. Now, technically, he doesn't qualify for any of OPS slug because he missed a few games to injury, and he also hasn't played as much just because the Twins lost a few games. They lost one against the Red Sox when that stuff was going on in Minneapolis, and then a couple games due to COVID. With the Angels, that series that got postponed. So Buxton, like I said, I think he would be the best one in my opinion, but I'm going to predict Corbin Burns, and I think Vlad's going to get a card as well. Some honorable mentions that I wanted to mention. Jazz Chisholm, Jesse Winker, he is addicted to getting POTM cards, damn it. Nick Solak, John Means, and Sandy Alcantara. I think all those guys have a decent shot. Just kind of covering my bases. If they were to get a card, you can't say Gomes was wrong at the end of the day. So again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section for POTM Diamonds. Really curious. I'll put it in the pinned comment. Let me know who you guys think. Either Burns, Vlad, or Buxton. Say anybody else than that, you're just wrong. I don't see any feasible way that it's going to be somebody not those three. So again, if you guys enjoyed this one, leave a like down below. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And later, guys, Gomes out. Yeet.